All right, so I'm going to go through this little slide of some exceptions to the rule in stative verbs. So basically when we can use stative verbs in the continuous tenses and what they mean, because sometimes they mean different things. So the first one is have. So in the present simple, you can say he has a car, and has meaning possession. So he has a car, possession or ownership. I have a car, I have a TV, I have these things. In the present continuous, you can use this in the present continuous, but the meaning completely changes. In the present continuous, he is having means he is enjoying. The definition completely changes. This has nothing to do with possession anymore. This has something to do with enjoying. So he is enjoying himself. He is having a good time. So when you're having a good time, you're having, something like that. You're enjoying yourself. This having is actually different than that. It means he is having. It could mean you could say he is enjoying a sandwich, but it also really kind of means he's eating it. So if you say he is having a car, that would mean that it would really mean that he's eating it. And it kind of sounds funny because you're not eating your car. So those are the two with have. The next one is think. Now think in the present simple is what you think it is. He thinks it's a good idea. Like, it's his opinion. He thinks it's a good idea. He believes. Okay, believes would be another word in that area. So he believes it's a good idea. Over here, when we use is thinking in the present continuous, it means something different. It means more like he is considering would be the word I would use. He is considering. It's more of an action now, whereas an opinion or a belief is not an action. But if you're actually like considering, you're the action of this idea in your head, and you're moving this idea around in your head, it's more of an action. That's this thinking. He is thinking about his homework. He's considering it. It's an idea that he's pondering. Pondering would be another word. He is thinking about having a sandwich. That's where you're like, should I have a sandwich? Should I have soup? It's like that the actual action of thinking about something. The next one is look. So this look in the present simple means appear. His appearance. He appears like his sister. He appears crazy. The appearance is similar to his sister's. When you do it in the present continuous, this is actually like an examination. So he is looking at his sister. Like, it's again that action. We are changing the non-action word into a stative word, like looking, the action of using your eyes to see something. He is looking at his sister because she's wearing something crazy. He's examining her. He is looking at 3 cars, meaning there are 3 cars here. Draw my little cars. There are 3 cars. I'm just going to draw one. And it's this process of actually looking at the car. He's looking at it, right? Those are my little eyelids there. Right? He's looking at the car. Okay? Now taste is one that you have to be careful with because it really does change. The soup tastes good. This taste is like how it is. You could say it is good. This is a true stative verb. It tastes good. It's how it is. It tastes like chicken. The taste is this. It's talking about the actual taste of something. In the present continuous, this is an action. This means that you're putting it in your mouth and using your tongue to actually identify the taste. You're tasting it. You're trying it. You are identifying the taste. All right, identifying the taste. Like it's on your tongue, in your mouth, and you're like, I'm tasting the soup. You go through when you go to the ice cream place and you want to figure out what ice cream flavor you want. You taste the ice cream. She is tasting all the ice cream flavors to see which one she wants. You're identifying what taste you want. You're trying it. C is also one that you need to be very careful with. This C means like an observation. He observes only 4 players on the court. When he sees his girlfriend, he smiles. It's an observation. When I see you. This seeing is actually has to do with dating, like love. It has to do with love. He is seeing Naomi, meaning they're together, they're a couple, they're boyfriend and girlfriend. They have been dating for a year. George and I are not friends. Spelling mistake. We are seeing each other. We are seeing each other. We are dating. There's an action. We are seeing each other. It has to do with love. Be very careful with this one because you say, when I am seeing you. If you say something like, I am seeing you, that means that you're my boyfriend or you're my girlfriend. Now, these are other examples in general. So you use stative verbs in the present continuous. It changes the meaning. So a stative verb, when you use it in the present continuous, it will change the meaning. You have to be careful and you have to be aware of what the meaning is. In general, the progressive tense in a stative verb adds an idea of entering a tentative or a temporary state. So remember that the present continuous, the whole use of the present continuous is temporary, or at this time in this time period, or a changing situation. So that applies to stative verbs as well. That when you use a stative verb in the continuous tense, and you can't use all of them, but when you do, or when you try to, it means that the state is temporary. You're changing it. So here's some other examples. So I'm loving it. I talked about this earlier. I'm loving it. This is from McDonald's. I'm loving it. It really means I'm enjoying it. I'm being bad. You'll hear this. You'll hear people say this. You'll hear children say this. Oh, I'm being bad. Or you'll hear mothers say, oh, you're being bad. It means I'm behaving badly. Compared to my normal behavior, I'm acting badly now. You'll also hear people say, oh, I think I'm understanding this, which means I'm beginning to understand it. I'm changing it. I didn't understand it before, but now I'm beginning to understand it. You will hear people say that. I'm understanding it, which means it is a changing state. Another thing you'll hear is I'm remembering what he said. Oh, I think I'm remembering what he said, which means I'm slowly beginning, or I'm trying to remember it. You also hear people say, I'm thinking that he's deaf, or I'm thinking that he doesn't understand this. This means it's slowly occurring to me that he is deaf, or it's slowly occurring to me that this is an explanation. It's a possible but uncertain explanation. I'm not really certain about whether that is the reason why whatever is happening. I'm feeling a little sick. You'll hear people say that as well, which means I'm beginning to feel sick. Using feel in the continuous tense indicates that there is some uncertainty about actually being sick and some uncertainty about actually having that state. You also hear people say he's looking awful these days, or he's looking very nice. This is a comparison of how he normally looks. His appearance is now awful compared to what he normally looks. It's changed or changing. And you'll also hear, oh, like, it's smelling good in here, or it's smelling good in the kitchen, meaning that the smell of the kitchen is beginning to smell good and it's changing. So there you have it. there you have your exceptions to the rule. There are always exceptions in English. So be careful when you use stative verbs in the continuous tense. The idea, the meaning completely changes. Thank you.